This here white fuzz like, it's static electricity. And these bubbles you see here are hydrogen bubbles, and they're created by the leaves spinning on the ground. But that isn't what we're going to talk about right now. What we're going to talk about is, this is my neighbor's yard back here, and I'm taking the pictures from my yard. The bubbles sit stationary, they don't move, and there is a breeze out. These pictures were taken in December. Up here in the upper left corner, you'll see the file number or the picture number, but then you see the ISO 1600. That's what it was set at. I was using a Canon 60D camera, and I had the flash set at a -3. So if you see a photo that you might look interesting to you, that you might be able to take some of these photos yourself, it kind of gives you an idea of how I shot these pictures. Again, this is another shot. I was using a time lapse on these, so I just grabbed some pictures at random. I'm not sure if this was one right next to the other, but again, these were all shot with ISO 1600 and a -3. These are just some of the photography or the shooting I was doing at night. It's best to do it when it's cloudy. It's at night, no lights around. That's hard for me to do. I live right here in the city, so I have the tendency to think too the orange color is the street lights. They're kind of orange in color at night. The static electricity now, this was taken in the morning as the sun was coming up. You can't do this in the day, you can only do it at night. Again, this again in the morning, earlier, or actually a little bit later. But anyhow, these two dots here are neighbors' lights. And the fence, there's another light from another neighbor's house. The sun would be coming up over here, but it's really kind of a pretty shot of the static electricity on how it sticks to the trees. Almost looks like frost on the trees. These here are hydrogen bubbles as well. The stars don't look like that. Another shot of the static electricity, and another. These here are the hydrogen bubbles, here, here, and here, almost like a vase with the static electricity all around. As the sun came up, it was getting harder and harder to photograph this stuff. Eventually, I couldn't see it anymore. Here's another one of that vase with hydrogen bubbles. Another shot. And again, you know, it's the ISO I had. This one was set at 125 with a flash of a -2. I put these on the photos as I took the shots so I would know what they were when I was done shooting. This one here is interesting. It almost looks like you can see it's moving in this direction, but when the wind blows, it blows the other way, so it's moving against the wind. They just got a mind of their own. This one here, now we're on to a different type of camera. I used a Canon PowerShot S30. And in this situation, again, it was dark night and cloudy again. But I didn't have to enhance these pictures. These came right from the camera to the computer, and I didn't even have to enhance them. Okay, next we got another picture. This here and here were mirrors on the fence, just little knickknacks. And this is my shed, the neighbor's house, the power line, and the phone line. Here's a big bubble up here. A lot of static electricity around. Here's a bubble. Here's one here and there. If you look real close at your photography, you'll start to see maybe even this could be one, maybe that one. That's not the moon. It looks like it's either moving away, or I took the picture backward and one was closer and one's farther away. Now you see with that camera, normally you take a picture, you're supposed to be within 8 to 10 feet of your subjects. Well, beyond that is when you start to see the static electricity. That's a good example of you need to shoot far away. And then when you look at your pictures, when you're done taking them, they're all black. The only thing you can see is this part until you enhance them. And I'll show you how to do this. There's a bubble. There's some more bubbles here and here. Now, because I was using the PowerShot S30, there's no settings up here that you can see to work with. That's because it's just a regular camera taking regular pictures. This one here, I was shooting at the leaves, and you can see it up the static electricity here in the air. Same with this one. Again, it's static electricity, kind of pretty. If you're out in the woods or something, or out by a lake, this might look like you have frost on the trees when it's actually summertime. These were December, so this one here almost looks like it's moving this way. Now, it could just be the shape of the trees here. You know, it almost looks like it's moving this way. Could be, I don't know. But that's a bubble, hydrogen bubble. There's some more bubbles. Here's my step ladder going up to my shed, picnic table. I had a grocery cart sitting around because it's easier to haul stuff in it, kind of like a wheelbarrow. A step ladder. Again, the shed. Inside the shed, you can see how much static buildup we got in the atmosphere. They get pretty big. And there can be lots of them at times.